Hello, it's David Allen and you are watching Sporting Icons.
Right, now I'm seeing a lot of things flying around at the minute, and I know a lot of you guys are as well, about a potential date clash between Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, the rematch, and Anthony Joshua versus Big Baby Jarrell Miller, with rumours, of course, that they're both going to happen at the same venue in New York as well. Obviously not on the same night, but when we talk about date clash, we're talking a 2-week period. Okay, so that's very, very close to each other. And some people say that this is an issue, that the Joshua Miller one could disrupt some of the buys for Wilder Fury and vice versa. So I just want to clarify some things. I mean, there is certain points that may impact either one of them or both, but that's only going to come from the UK, and I'll tell you why. Because in America, obviously, Wilder versus Fury, the rematch, will be, was it May the 18th? I think that's a date that they're looking at, potentially at least anyway. And obviously that's going to be on PBC pay-per-view, Showtime pay-per-view, or Fox even pay-per-view, okay? So those in America, you can be paying, what, $75, $85 again, however much it is, potentially more, because they did try to really amp the tickets up in the beginning, and obviously things just weren't happening because people weren't confident that Tyson Fury was going to be ready. People felt that this was a cherry pick from Deontay Wilder, which it was, which did go badly wrong. But in the rematch, people are going to be more confident that it's going to be a more even playing field for both of them. With the exception of the fact that obviously the rematch should happen in the UK, as Tyson Fury did travel first time around. Wilder should return the favour if he's any kind of decent human being. But that's not what's going to happen. So ultimately, in America, these guys are going to have to pay for pay-per-view for that one. But when it comes to, say, for example, June the 1st or even June the 8th, while the dates may be quite close, it's not going to be on Showtime pay-per-view, is it? It's going to be on DAZN. For those who don't have DAZN stateside, you're going to get to watch this fight for free anyway. If you just sign up for DAZN, you don't have to continue it, but it's going to be free for your first month. If you already signed up for it, then it's going to cost you $10, which is nothing really, is it? So in America, it's not going to clash. Here in the UK, it could potentially, in some ways, it could potentially hurt one of the pay-per-views. Because obviously Wilder vs Fury will be on BT Sport on May the 18th, if that is going to be the date indeed. And of course on June the 1st on Sky Sports for Joshua vs Miller. So of course we're going to have to pay £20 for both of these, or each even, so that's like a £40 combined within a 2-week period. Not a great deal of money, but it's like anything in life, isn't it? You know, £40 isn't a lot of money if you've got it. If you don't have it, then of course it's a lot of money. Not everybody has that kind of money to be spending out on Sky Sports and BT Sport pay-per-views when you're already paying subscriptions for either one or both. So, yes, that could happen here in the UK, that's for sure. But I don't think it's going to be monumental. If we had the same price structure as America, where they just pay over the odds for any kind of pay-per-view over there, if we had to pay 50, 60, 70 pounds here per pay-per-view, that's going to be an issue, isn't it? But £20 each, if you really want to watch them both, it's not really that much money, I suppose. So for everybody who thinks that it's going to potentially hurt one of the other shows, I don't think it's going to hurt too much. If it does, then it'll just be purely UK side, where it may not do as well if the dates were a little bit further apart, but ultimately I don't think it's really going to affect it too much. Anyway, I mean, that's my thoughts on it anyway. So the date clash of 2 weeks for me, as both these shows, they're not on pay-per-view in America, so again, it's not really going to be an issue. And for those of us in the UK, it's not exactly really expensive, unless of course you don't have the money, then of course it's very expensive. So I don't see it as too much of an issue. You're just going to have to choose which one that you're going to have to watch. But the good thing about it, I suppose, is that Wilder vs Fury, if it is May the 18th, you know, to save £20 from April, I don't know, if you get paid at the end of the month on April, to save £20 and pay for it that way. Or when it comes to the Joshua Miller one, then obviously just to save it from the end of April, the end of May's money. So anyway, you know, you'll all figure it out. So anyway, that's my thoughts. You drop me yours. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.